Blessings and peace to you, and we are going deep at the moment into your choices that are being laid out in front of you, your choice to be sovereign, to free yourself on the inside, to understand your divine nature. And then we're talking now about how to create that pathway for yourself. How to come out of old habits of thinking, old habits of feeling angry, feeling afraid, feeling you have within you something that impedes you, feeling you're not good enough. All kinds of emotions, jealousy, feeling betrayed, feeling that, no one's got your back, no support. See, all of these things are intentionally created by those who, in one sense, who have in their interests that you wouldn't remember who you truly are. That you wouldn't remember that you have all the power you need. You just have to say yes to it. But then we've got a lot of time that's gone by with you in states of consciousness that, there are a forgetting, basically, a forgetting of your divine nature. So, of course, it's a process, creating, once again, that pathway for your freedom, for your at-one-ment with the divine. And you have to understand there are methods, there are exercises, if you like, there is spiritual practice. It is an entire journey. You reclaiming your sovereignty, you coming back into the fullness of your power, which is love. Divine power. I'm not talking about force, not talking about wars. That is a complete detraction and distraction from what I'm talking about. If you ever think that when I say power, I would mean any kind of force or conflict or battle. No, I mean power. I mean love. I mean your divine nature. A power beyond anything on this earth that can be replicated. This power of love is the only power. Everything else is a kind of, a poor copy, an attempt to, in that sense, hijack that deep power that is divine presence and love. So already you understand where I'm going to be working, that's right, in your power to love. That all the time when you are doing your spiritual practice or processes or healing or journeys, it's so that you will love more. It's so that you will be love more. And it's when we talk about you loving yourself, what we're really saying is to be in a state of love. That then encompasses all beings. That is your divinity. You are love. And so this becomes a kind of simple process, really, when you use love as the calibration, as the measurement, as the indicator. Am I loving? Am I feeling love right now? No, I'm feeling anger. All right, is that because I've got some suppressed love or hurt love? I'm going to explore that. Or no, I'm feeling fear. Oh, right, then I'm not in love at all. If I'm in fear, then I'm literally in opposition to love. I can't love if I'm full of fear. Fear combined with love will lead to all sorts of aberrations, all kinds of miseries, jealousy, betrayal, greed, robbery. All kinds of distortions will happen when basically I am in a place of fear and I don't feel I have enough. And so I've got to resort to something else to get what I need, because fear cannot drive the car of your being. It cannot drive the vessel of your being. Fear always goes backwards and takes you downhill into misery. And so love, finding the love within you, understanding that you are love and that everything that's on top of that love needs your care, your compassion, because things will come on top of love, feelings, emotions, all kinds of lack, karmic situations. they are in that sense layered up and hiding your true nature from you. Your true nature is love. Your sovereign nature is love. You can only be sovereign in a state of love. If you're afraid, then you're going to be one of those, old kings and queens that go murdering everybody to have power. That's not sovereignty at all. That is autocracy. That is all kinds of slavery and rulership by detraction, by subtraction, by taking away the power of people. That's not sovereignty. Sovereignty adds always to you and to all those around you. So how to create this path for yourself where you're both able to look within and you're also able to invoke, to bring within you, to create space by looking within, to create an openness, and then bring your higher self, your sovereign nature, your divine nature and presence into your mind, your heart, your body. On one level, it's very simple. If you stick to these rules of, well, if it isn't love, then I'm going to go hunting and I'm going to find what is either suppressing the love, hurting the love, hiding the love, or in some way antagonizing and opposing the love that is within me. And always I am willing to own it as my responsibility. That if I allow something to suppress my love, it's my choice. I did that. And what I have to do to create a path towards sovereignty is to understand how I allowed that to happen, that hurt me or made me suppress my love, that I allowed it to happen. If I take responsibility, then I can change it. If I feel that I'm not powerful, I don't know what it is, it just happened, then I can't change it. I have to first own it, then I can change it. So let's think of a situation. You're a child. You come into a family, which, by the way, your spirit chose because it was going to teach you this lesson. You come into a family, you're a free spirit, you like to run and play, you're very psychic, you're colorful, you're artistic, but you decide to be born to scientific parents who like to analyze everything, who start to, in a sense, psychoanalyze you from the day you're born and talk about you, and you hear them talking about you, and your higher mind thinks, oh dear, I'm not feeling very happy, I'm feeling very constricted inside their minds, their analysis. I just need to run and play. I just need to be free. But then time goes on, and now these parents start to chastise you because you're not doing what they want. You're not studying. You don't want to do science. You want to run and play. You want to play instruments. You want to be musical. And of course, you gave yourself this journey precisely because it's going to teach you to be sovereign ultimately. But you find yourself, you grow up to be a teenager and you just want to let rip. You want to take drugs. You want to do all kinds of things that are completely illegal because you want to prove that you can, and you want to claim your freedom in ways that become very, very damaging. Then your parents, they get ill with the worry, and now you feel guilty as well. Now here you are in the world, and now you're a bad person, and you've been found guilty of all kinds of things, and now you're really depressed. Maybe you get a sentence. Maybe you have to go to court. Now your parents, they were right all along and I was wrong and now I'm bad. Now you internalize your parents and now you have judged yourself, and you might be able to find parallel situations that aren't quite that dramatic, but you understand the principle that now you have become a being that you need to save, that you got to retrieve, you got to go back and you got to understand your psychology and how it was that you needed your freedom so badly that you did all kinds of things to try and get it, and that this was a psychological situation, and somehow you got to get back to the love, and you got to forgive yourself, and you got to deal with the consequences of all these in that sense, rebellious acts that were really very, very simple. You needed your freedom. You needed it a long time ago. You didn't get it. You got angry. And now you got to learn all kinds of things about the fact that anger doesn't work. It's not the way to behave. You can't do it that way. And so which way? Which way to do it? How can I get back? And so you enter into a healing journey. And to some extent, all human beings experience what I've just brought forward, because there is a constriction, an overall constriction within your world. There has been a consensus, an allowing of a certain kind of energetic, if you like, giving away of your powers to allow rulers, leaders, governments, very complex situations of finances where you don't understand the financial system, so it gets taken out of your hands and so on. Everything by remote control, somehow you lose the power, the sovereignty in your life. So what matters, first of all, is you got to clear that emotional body. You got to be able to love and heal and hold this rebel self, who probably still feels pretty rebellious because you still haven't got what you need. But somehow you got to go about it another way, and you know it. And so you've come maybe to a healer or a counselor, and you're working your way through a mountain of issues that you have about authority, about other people's opinions, about being told what to do, about not being free. And your counselor may be very good and may help you. But what matters is, can you see it? Can you see? Can you track it back? Can you retrieve the part of you and, in that sense, save your own soul at that point where you went off the rails, where you went crazy with anger, with rage, where you felt destructive because you just weren't being allowed to be you? That was the feeling. There's a victim now. There's a part of you that feels you need someone else's permission to be you, because this damage, this pattern has been set up. And so you enter a deep self-initiatory process, and it needs love. And that is how then, and the only way actually, that you can reclaim yourself, it's through love. So now, first of all, you might need that counselor or somebody's assistance to reflect some love to you, some care, some concern, some attention. But eventually you discover that it's all up to you. You've got to learn to love you. You got to learn what love is for you, what you need, and how to work with the places of your disappointment, of your loss, of your grief, of your anger, of your sadness, and accept it all. And here you are. You are right out in the ocean of your life now, working with so much. But you notice the only time you really make any progress is when you accept you, when you love and accept everything about you, everything you've done, everything about your life, everything about your choices. Is actually the only way forward, is when you love and accept yourself. You forgive yourself, if that's what it comes to. And sometimes you forgive others, you forgive your parents, and that's the place you're trying to get to, because you can't break through into your freedom until you have, in that sense, healed, retrieved, made whole your past self, and brought her, him, back to you, back into your heart. And that's what loving you means. It's where you see with a lot of compassion how things happened for you. You see how you became a victim of your own anger, actually. You see how you chose parents that were going to bring that up for you. It always was going to be that way, and you accept, oh, all right, I designed this life. I actually am in the driving seat. I just drove the wrong way. I took a wrong turn. It's my life. I did that. Because only if you recognize you did that can you drive that part of you back. Can you get the wrecked car from where you crashed it and and bring it back, and bring the you out of that car and back into your heart. It all belongs to you. The path of creating your particular journey of sovereignty, that's your choice. Deep within you, you have everything you need in order to create that pathway. And it's very unique. But there are cross-references. There are people who can boogie with you, process with you, in that sense help you by their own state of freedom. Even by just knowing that they are in a place of freedom can help you, so long as you are willing to do the work, to move the blockages, to own what's yours, which is everything. It's all yours. And to work with complete responsibility in your creation of this journey. And it is a creation, it's not laid out before you. Every journey is completely unique. It's yours, it's your initiation. What you're doing is you're creating a pathway that's never been there before. Because if it was there, you just have to walk down it. And for some of you, that is the case. You find suddenly, I know how to do this. I can just do this just like that. And that is a few people that can do that. They've done it before. They've come out of traps before. They come out of slavery before. And they just have to, I know the way. I just go this way. This is what I do. I have to take these steps. This is what I do. But for some of you, it's not that simple. And it is all about a mind space, a heart space, and a physical space, a state of being. And you got to be patient. You got to be kind. You got to be compassionate. And you definitely got to own it all, be responsible. And the next step then is, if there's a place in you that judges yourself to have done something wrong, well, you just got to come out of that mindset straight away. It's not wrong. It's the journey you took. It's the energy that you used to try and free yourself before you understood what was really going on for you. Before you realized, you see, that you are totally responsible. You see, no one flails about with rage and rebellion and opposition and resistance who is in control, who is in their power. They just state it the way it is and stay calm and know that everything's going to work out for them. They don't have to be part of any kind of destruction. Absolutely don't need to, because they know they're creating their own reality and that it will work out fine. So anger, rebellion, refusal, resistance, all the kind of negative energies that demonstrate, in that sense, against enslavement or any kind of power over or damaging, you could say illusory type of constrictive and suppressive energy. What's really happening is they don't feel, they can't feel their own sovereignty, you see. So because they can't, they got to go through this process like I described, which will ultimately just lead back to the fact that they got to deal with their own anger. Because the laws are absolute. The spiritual laws are complete and absolute. And you can claim your sovereignty, but you need to do so with your own will, with your own process, with your own heart, with your own consciousness. And it has to be about ownership. You see, the word ownership and the word sovereignty, obviously you understand, they go hand in hand. You can't be sovereign if you blame anything on anyone else. You see, you have to be literally sovereign in the taking of responsibility for every feeling, for everything that has ever happened in any life. Because in order to arrive in the fullness of your presence, of your divine being, you have to realize you are the creator. There's no one to blame. There's no one to pass it on to. You are the creator in your life, in this moment. And everything you are looking at, everything you want to change, you can change. But the absolute, the rule, if you like, or the condition of being able to change is that you own it You stand in full responsibility that you are the love, and that it's through love that you change your own being, and that through your being, the love, which is divine presence, changes the whole world. So, beloved, I wish you great strength in that journey, a real understanding. I'm really happy to work with you one-to-one, but I'm just going to give you a little visualization that you can work with. See yourself, if you like, in the heart of God, Goddess, in the very light that I speak of, that is the Christ light or the Creator light, the Solar Logos at the center. So you are in that light. And you start to individuate from that light. And you are divine presence, and you are starting to pour down as pure light. You realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm there too. I'm also still there in that point of light, but I'm pouring myself down towards creation, towards the physical manifestation. And I go through many layers and colors of rainbow light. I am an essence, I am a beingness. I feel myself traveling towards earth. I'm choosing an earth life. And I know that it's going to be many lives, that I see it as one life, but it's going to be a whole cycle of lives. I'm going to come through many, many lives. And on the way you think, oh, actually, I think I'll just go over to this galaxy over here as a preparation to Earth. I will eventually go to Earth, but I think I need preparation, so I'm going to go over here. And you realize, oh, I could go anywhere in this universe, but I'm choosing, let's say the Pleiades. I'm going to go and have some lives there first. But ultimately, I know I'm going to one of the most challenging destinations, that I'm going to go to Earth. Because there on Earth is such an opportunity for me to grow spiritually. And in the lifetimes upon the Pleiades, you have many opportunities to strengthen your sovereignty, because the vibration, the level, the frequency there is very much attuned with sovereignty. And eventually, after a few lifetimes, you think, right, I'm ready. I'm strong enough now. I can maintain this energy. I'm going to go to Earth. So feel yourself now coming to be born into a series of Earth lifetimes. But you're remembering. You can really remember. You can remember your star life. Perhaps it was on another constellation, another galaxy. But you can remember your divine mission, your purpose. That you are that light that comes from the divine source, and you're going throughout the universe. But ultimately, you're going to bring all that love and all that light upon the earth. And then you arrive. And it's really quite dark. And the light that you're used to is not actually shining around you. And you realize it's within you. But as you look out onto the earth, you forget who you are. The light is shining, but you forget. And as you come into your body, the little baby self, gradually you come into an awareness, and you come into the sensory physical body, and it's all very overwhelming. It's a lot to deal with in this physical universe. That's why you take a while to arrive here. And now it's time for you to grow as a physical being and feel yourself growing through your childhood and coming eventually to where you are now. And you realize, right, I am now going to change. Now, here I am. I bring all of me back to here. Now, I am choosing, create the pathway of remembering the essence of my being. I am now choosing to come back to my true self. And just feel, sometimes in your meditations, just realize that incredible, deep and long journey that you have been on from the source of creation, your own sovereign being in the heart of the divine, as you have come down through many levels of light, many densities, many dimensions, and chosen this very challenging physical dimension where it's so easy to forget who you truly are. And that now you're choosing to awaken, beloved, and to walk this path and to create it. And that whatever it takes, you are strong and you are able to manifest your true being, your divine self here upon the earth in the beauty way, with the greatest of ease. And that all around you are many beings that you have met along the way, not just on earth and through earth lives, but within the worlds of light, in other constellations and galaxies, angelic beings, ascended beings, that you have many friends to help you remember, to bring you back as you are bringing yourself back to embody the sovereign light of your true nature here upon the earth. Blessings and peace to you ones.
Blessings and peace. A few words from me, Jerome Zoran. If you love these videos, then do share with your friends, your family. Together we can grow the beautiful message that Chung Fu is bringing, the beautiful teachings, the beautiful meditations and practices, transmissions from the spirit worlds. It's my great dream and mission to grow this legacy of Chung Fu. And we would love your help in doing this. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel and you would love to be on board on this journey, then do go and subscribe and hit the little bell that gets you the notifications of when the beautiful transmissions go up once again, which happen every day. If you want to join us every month, we do live streams which are much deeper and longer. We work on many aspects of development with Chung Fu. A lot of soul retrieval work, a lot of chakra development, a lot of building of your spiritual muscles to really go the extra mile. A lot of inner child work, higher self, all sorts of work happen on those live streams. And I'll pop a link to the next live stream also in the description of this video. Thank you for coming and being with us today. Big hug to you. Great love. Blessings and peace.
Blessings and peace.